Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Lionel. I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering Single Taken Other. This is season 2, episode 6, and the show is on fire. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Like this video, share it. You can also subscribe if you are new, and leave your comments below. Let's get into this week's episode. All right, so we start off with Taryn, Crystal, now that I know her name, and Monica. They're at the office, and it is take down Mercedes time. The plan is to pretend to be HR to call Mercedes' old job and to see what's up going on. What happened over there? So they do, and Taryn is the one that has to make the call, and she has just named herself Terranice Keating. Basically, Annalise Keating from How to Get Away with Murder. Anyways, they speak with HR regarding Mercedes and just wanted to find out a little bit more about her and her employment. The HR person said more than what she was supposed to say in the first place. But anyways, she says that Mercedes is vile and conniving, and we're still trying to clean up her mess. She did things as far as poaching some of their clients that were still, as I said, cleaning up the mess that she left. Taryn wanted more details, but they said, I can't really say anything more. I can only verify employment and all that. And they said, okay, goodbye. And then, of course, the HR person was like, so you didn't want to know this? Anyways, click. Monica said, I told you, that's all you could find. But they said, at least we know that she's been doing other stuff at other companies. I just don't know if they really have caught on as to what the lady was saying. The lady has been poaching clients while working there. However, we're going to get there. It's just taking a little bit more time to connect the dots for them. Even though we knew since episode 2 that this girl is a spy. All right. So Joan is meeting with Connie, Monica, and the other co-worker. I forget that guy's name. I'm going to go back and see what that guy's name. But anyways, Joan commended them on a good job, and there's another photo shoot coming up in 2 weeks. Joan tells Connie, nice work on leading your team. Okay. So then Joan leaves, and then Connie says, all right, y'all, let's just work together and let's throw out some ideas for the next shoot. And Brittany said, why? So that you can steal more of my ideas? She says, I didn't steal. I provided alternative looks that nobody wanted. They were whack. And then the styles that Joan asked for, you took credit for. The other co-worker is just trying to get them to be in a cohesive environment with each other. Let's take a stance. Can we just work more as a team? He says, let's take a collaborative approach on the next shoot. Oh, I think Brittany said, look, I ain't got time to fight with you. I'm grown and all that. Next time, let's take a collaborative approach on the next shoot. Sorry, I got that messed up. And then Connie's still with an attitude. Fine. See, this is the thing that I don't like. You want me to get along with the heifer that's haven't even apologized and been accountable for the snake crap that she was doing. And now I'm supposed to be at peace with you and continue to work with you. Anyways, since after that fine, she says, the next project, the theme is Ebony Hughes. And then they get to working on the next project. So Taryn is at her office desk, and she is already on vacation in her mind. However, she's got to finish up a couple of things before she can actually go on this trip, which is Kara's B-Day. She's shopping for different things to wear. It's a 3-day trip, but she says that she needs 47 outfits. I know how the women are, so I ain't even gonna touch it. Next, there's this email that pops up from a lady named Paula. She said, great job on the interview with BB. She wanted to know if Mercedes was still working at Flair because she received an email from her company wanting to collab on something with BB. And It came from a company called Top Fashion. Taryn finally put two and two together that Mercedes is a fashion spy. Mercedes, she went to go look up this Top Fashion, this website of this company that's called Top Fashion. So what she's been doing is going from different companies, spying, garnering clients, and all that good stuff. So that's what was going on with her this whole time, which we knew from the top. Now I thought that she was still working at that old company and was just using them to see what they were doing to see if they could take out the competition. But no, they started their own thing and is trying, it looks like, be some type of monopoly and think that they're going to dominate the whole field in this whole situation and going and leeching off of every company that does have success so they can build their own success illegally. All right, at Royce's job, we got Hater Kyle. He presents his presentation and the boss loves it. After the presentation is over, he walks by Kyle and says, beat that, little ninja. I said, what type of a person are you? My God, you put in no work at all. And I guess you gave a good presentation, or at least you said what needed to be said to the boss to be impressed by you. And Joy was like, what's that all about? And how did he get this account? He said, well, Kyle presented himself to your dad and he was able to take this account from me. And he was able to convince him to make us co-leads. And she wants to know, well, what's going on between you two? He said that there's nothing going on. Everyone else leaves. And Joy talks about retouching up her hair and doing things to get set for the trip that they're going to be on. She tries to get a kiss from Royce and he backs away. And she's like, is everything okay? He's like, yeah, I just want to keep everything professional. I don't know why Royce doesn't say what Kyle is really doing to them. I'm not saying it's going to make a difference, but at least put her in on the know as to what's going on. You're carrying all this stress and crap over some hater and just really blackmailing you to get ahead because he can't get it on his own. All right, so we are now made it to the destination of Kara's birthday party. It looks very luxurious and everyone just wants to have good vibes only. Everyone is making it in. People are fluctuating. We get Royce and Joy, they come in. Kara is nice to Joyce's face, and then when Joy's face, and Kara then takes Royce to the side and says, why did you bring her here? I'm trying to have everything so peaceably around here. Gary shows up, and immediately Kara and Gary go to the room and hunch. They haven't seen each other. I get it. Next, we see Brittany. She brought a man, y'all, Leon. Taryn and Monica spotted, and Royce spotted it. And Taryn and Monica said, oh. Brittany introduces Leon to the group. So Leon gets a reaction, or gets and gives a reaction for a person that's already in the room. It's the redheaded friend of Kara, one of the messy ones, that I'm going to call her Drizella. Drizella is one of the stepsisters of Cinderella. They messy or whatnot. So obviously there is a connection there between those two. I wonder what it is. We're going to soon find out. Now it's dinner. Taryn wants to pray. And Ahmad talks to her and says, I think you're being a little bit too extra. And she said, I just want to pray. Someone that is agitated with you praying. Now, there's been several red flags presented to Taryn. So he don't go to church, knows you go to church and you have a relationship with God. And now he's agitated because you want to pray. Taryn, it's over. It's over. I say leave him be. Because things are just going to get worse between y'all. But Kara's like, oh, she always prays, so she can pray. I think that was Kara's way of kind of like backing up Taryn, low-key. Kara gives the agenda of what's going to be happening for the next few days. Dinner, there will be game night, there will be an excursion that'll happen the following day and something else, and then there's going to be a Sunday brunch on the last day of the conclusion of this whole festivities. And she says the theme is good vibes only. Excuse me. So now it's time to get a little messy and to find a little bit more out as to what's going on. Drizella starts asking Leon some questions. So Leon, right, that's your name? Like, yeah. How long have you known Brittany? The other girl, Anastasia, which is the other stepsister of Cinderella, asked Brittany, well, we thought that you were going to be solo dolo. How did you guys meet up with each other? They explained themselves, and that's just that. She said, well, I knew that this was going to be more of a couple trip, so I invited him along. Simple as that. I forgot who asked, but they asked Gary how is he liking being in California. He says that he kind of misses Florida, but he says that California has some good vibes. And Kara was like, hold up, kinda? Meaning kinda missing Florida? He says, well, you know, since being out in California, there's a lot of opportunities for me to advance my career as an educator. Paul asked Kara, have you thought about relocating? And she said, yeah, no. There's still a lot of things that I want to do with my career here that I have not tapped into as of yet. So that's not really on the board right now. Taryn talks with Ahmad about, hey, this new movie is out. Want to watch it together? He was like, well, it's our first night. I think that we need to really vibe with the other people around here. Well, I'm sure that the others want to spend time with each other as they are couples too. So basically what Taryn has been asking for is quality time. And she's making the initiatives, which at this point, your tail should be making some initiatives after all the F-ups that you've been doing for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. But of course, Taryn is annoyed. And she tells us that she's annoyed, but doesn't give off that vibe to him. It's over, Taryn. It's over. So now it's time for game night. They started doing, it looks like a spelling bee or something, and Taryn was knocking it out of the park. And they wanted to switch it up just to be a little bit more fun, and they basically do the scavenger hunt. And it's themed to help Kara get ready for her birthday party. They got to find different, they're broken up in teams, and they got to find different items that Kara needs in order to get ready for her birthday. Everybody's doing their thing, Gary wasn't really participating, and Kara was like, you don't want to play? It's like, I really want to be here and relax with you, So then Kara taps in a little bit more about this California stuff. He says, you know, I really love Cali, and I would move permanently there if I could. And Kara was like, well, where does that leave us? And the writers were just so brilliant. Every time some new piece of information that comes out of Gary or Kara, or a question or a response, the people would come with their scavenger findings after they found what needs to be found. So we'll get back to them in just a second. The group, after they found their first item, they go and look for something else. Royce, Brittany, and Ahmad are on a team together. Brittany and Royce are in a room alone with each other, and then he wants to bring up Leon. So Leon, huh? And all he asks her is, are you happy? And he says, that's all I want for you. I couldn't get my itch together, so it's all on me. And he says, look, I'm tired of all this fighting, and I want my friend back. Aw. Brittany didn't say nothing. I don't know what's going to happen these next few days. Who's going to say what? Who knows? But anyways. In another group, Monica and Taryn are in with Drizella. Monica asks Taryn, so you and Ahmad, what was that all about? You two don't say grace with each other? Taryn tells us, you know, I always have wanted a relationship that really mirrors my faith. But I'm starting to realize it's not really looking nothing like that with Ahmad. Ding, ding, ding. So Drizella finds the last clue. They win. And what the consequences of if whomever was finding the scavenger hunt items first, whichever group was able to get it in the basket first, the other teams have to drink or take a shot or whatnot. Anyways, they had to take shots, whomever, whatever. At the end, everyone else had to take shots, if you get what I'm saying. They play another game. Two truths and one lie, and y'all got to figure out what is the lie. Anastasia had a couple of things, and basically she still hung up on her ex, was the conclusion of one, and that she will cuss out a coworker. Taryn did hers. And basically, she's quite the Sister Mary Clarence of the group. Kara starts laughing like, you know, you could have just came up with some other things as far as your truths and lies, you know. It's very Mary Poppins-like. I'll just say that much. You could have said, like, as I did, I kissed my lawyer. And look, Kara is drunk out of her mind at this point. She's mad at Gary because of Gary's confessions and all that. And she really feels like she's going to be left behind because of Gary's endeavors. I guess we're really finding out that Gary and Kara just have different things on their plate that they want to pursue. And the only way to pursue it at this moment, it would be separately. Because they will be on two separate ends of the earth. Although I'm Team Kara, I think that I just got to back away because now Kara has just put her foot in her mouth. How you going to blow up your own spot in the most embarrassing way? She said it while drunk that she kissed her lawyer. Everybody looking at Gary. And Terrence says, Houston, we have a problem. Lord, Kara. And it's crazy because this is just night one. What is going to be revealed in the next few days? I don't know, but Lord Jesus. So is this the end of Gary and Kara? Must we move on to Lance and Kara? It looks like they're a little bit more on the same page. They have the same type of passion for the things that they love. So I still want Gary and Kara to make it. Right now, it doesn't look like it that way. I need Taryn and Ahmad to break up. And ain't it something that the most stable couple on this trip is Paul and Monica? Well, her spot hasn't been blown up as of yet. She's been able to cheat and do what she wants and said, now I'm ready. After I told you I was ready, but now I'm really ready. Anyway, y'all let me know about this episode. I appreciate you for coming. Like, comment, subscribe, and until the next one, peace.